I'm Danny, and this is Asher. We're two Kiwis who, after 5 years living in London, decided to head home the slow way. We bought a 36-foot sailing boat, Bacchus, built a little rowing and sailing dinghy, Waka Waka, and headed towards the horizon. These are our adventures. Made it to Lisbon.
Yeah,
Yay!
we've wanted to come here for ages. And Danny is just a gun at picking anchor spots now. We've come into this anchorage. There's a bunch of boats in there. There's probably 10 boats. And we've come in and we've got the absolute primo spot. We are right next to the beach. We're the closest boat in. We're in the most sheltered bit. It's fantastic. So really happy with our little posse.
Yeah. So a week in Lisbon. We're actually in Cascais. Which is the anchorage we've chosen, and then we'll probably go into a marina in Lisbon in a few days' time, but for now we're gonna do it on the hook, and the sun's shining, and I guess we have another beer.
Yeah.
Windy day at Anchorage today, so we're staying aboard, and we are going to give P a little bit of a varnish, so we'll see how this goes in the wind.
It is a beautiful morning here in Lisbon. We're just anchored off the beach at Cascais, and we're going to throw the dinghy in the water and go ashore and have a look around. Ash is just sorting out our new Predict Wind subscription, and he's pretty happy with his new tool. Do you want to show us some of the cool things you've just been doing, Ash? Yeah, so with this, this is Predict Wind, and they've got weather routing software. So it takes the weather forecast, takes 4 different weather forecasts, and then it tells us what time we should leave and how long the route should take us, how long the trip should take. And where we should sail, basically. So it's really intelligent, smart weather forecasting, and we've got this little satellite device here, which is from Iridium, and that'll allow us to get those forecasts and that weather routing data anywhere in the world. So yeah, it's really cool. I'm just playing around with the different features at the moment, but it's pretty fantastic. It's technology that we've not had yet on Bacchus.
So after spending an amazing week on the hook, exploring Cascais and making new cruising buddies, we pulled up the anchor and headed towards Orias Marina to get some jobs done. So in today's episode of Building Things We Hope We Never Have to Use, Asher is putting together a emergency rudder. Talk us through this.
So this is, it's going to be our emergency rudder. This is the blade here, and I'm going to be gluing and screwing these pieces of wood on, and this is our spinnaker pole, and our spinnaker pole will align with it a bit like this, and it'll then allow us to use the spinnaker pole a bit like a steering oar. So it'll hang over the back of the boat, and we could steer using the spinnaker pole. So it would be for use if something happened to our rudder and we lost it. So if we hit something underwater, it's possible for the rudder to be snapped off, and it's quite a catastrophic piece of damage for a boat to sustain, because without the rudder you can't hold a course in any direction and you just get blown downwind. So yeah,
hope we never have to use it, but it'll be good to have it. And the second important bit after having built it will be actually going and testing it and making sure that we know how to use it and that it does work, which will be an important thing to do before we head off on the big Atlantic crossing.
That should allow us to steer our boat. I think.
Alright.
Find out it's quite good. It's got that rubber sort of strip around the back of the boat, which can probably take a little bit of abuse.
But we could put some fenders down, couldn't we?
We could tie a fender across the back underneath the oar to give it a little bit more protection.
And how long do you think that took you then to do the sort of preparing of it? So say we lost our rudder out at sea, how long do you think it would take to get that laced onto the spinnaker pole and spinnaker pole attached?
I reckon there's at least 15 or 20 minutes of faff there, especially if we were rolling around in a seaway. It's all pretty easy here in a marina.
Yeah.
But if we lost the rudder, she'd probably sit beam onto the waves, so she'd be very rolly. Probably say there's at least 20 minutes of faff there. If we were close to shore and it was shallow enough, we'd anchor.
Okay.
And stop the boat that way.
Yeah.
And if we were way out at sea, 15 or 20 minutes doesn't matter. So, yeah.
What if we were close to shore and it was a rough sea?
Yeah, I mean, you'd still want to anchor. You'd still rather be anchored than be blowing ashore. But yeah, we just won't think about that too much.
So with our new emergency rudder built, we decided to take Bacchus out for a sail and see if we could make it work in a real life situation.
Yeah, I mean, I'm turning it back up into the wind now. So if you trim on a little bit with the main, any sort of close quarters manoeuvring with, but would get us potentially, well, it would get us back to land at least.
But a lot of physical work required to do it.
A lot of physical work required, yeah.
Jelly.
We do have better control when it's down lower, more in the water.
So today is a pretty exciting day for me on Bacchus. Whether I'm abroad or I'm at home, I absolutely love going to supermarkets. Judge me if you want, but it's one of my favourite things to do, to go see what other crazy foods are out there and, you know, what other countries eat. But also the supermarkets in Europe are super cheap for food and wine. So we have got to our final day on the continent of Europe and have decided this is the right time to provision our boat as much as we can with food and wine. So we've had to think about the meals we're going to cook when we sail across the Atlantic, as well as all the other foods that we have on board for the rest of our trip, and trying to stock up as much as we can, because food's only going to get more expensive the closer we get to home. So we've done a massive shop and now we have to figure out where I'm going to store it all. But take a look at what we got at the supermarket today. Got coffee beans, tea, lots of Haribo, Doritos, chocolate, chorizo, pesto, rice, couscous, wraps, crackers, olive oil, sunflower oil, a massive bag of flour, 36 litres of milk. There you go, popping corn, tomato paste, stocks, cans galore, cans. We eat a lot of cans on the boat, but it's mainly beans, peaches, and a few vegetables, chickpeas, mushrooms, etc. You can see we write on the top of them, which some of them aren't done yet, but we write on the top of each of the cans what is in them, so that if the labels come off, then we still know what's in them. So then they end up in this big bin over here, or some of them end up over in this bin over here. This is all of our wine. You're not supposed to have glass on boats, but we love wine. Pasta, cream, breakfast stuff. So a lot of stuff to find a home for today. Today I'm doing the very exciting task of measuring out exactly how much water we have in our water tank. So we've got a fair idea, but before we go and tackle the Atlantic, we want to know exactly how much water we can hold on board. So the way to do this is by individually pumping out each tank into a 10-litre bucket and then marking down how much we've got. So that's my exciting job for the morning. With the jobs all done, we were able to go and explore our final European city, so spent the day getting lost and eating our way through Lisbon.
To today, Danny?
We're leaving the continent and we're heading to the Canaries, so we're thinking it's going to take us about 6 days, but today's mission is getting out of the shipping lanes. So Ash has just been giving me some advice on where the shipping lanes are with these paper charts and with our navionics, but basically all of today will be on ship watch as we pass the ships coming in and out of Lisbon, and then through a major TSS channel, which is where the ships drive through to get all the way up and down. So we'll be on ship watch, but we're leaving the rain and the cold and the mist and the fog, and we're hopefully getting some sunshine.
Yeah, so you can see us just in that little corner there in our little anchorage, and this purple zone here shows us where the shipping channels are. So you can see there's 3 northbound lanes and then there's 2 southbound lanes, and then of course we'll also have the ships that are going in and out of Lisbon up this channel here. Lisbon is a busy port in its own right. So visibility outside is not the best. There's been a bit of fog around and there's a bit of low cloud, so it's not the best day for dodging ships, but it's not as bad as yesterday, and if we don't go today we're going to be stuck here for several days longer because there's a bit of a blow coming through, which will make it a bit too rough outside. So yeah, it's not the best start that we could have wished for, but it could be worse, and we're heading south to the Canaries where it's going to be sunny and warm, we hope. So we're excited to get going.
Join us on our next episode as we tackle our toughest sail yet, the 6-day voyage to the Canary Islands.